Welcome to Stella. Living life sarcastically.
Hi, y'all. Welcome to Stella, living life sarcastically. Today we are talking about friends and high heels. Both of these topics are probably going to be a little different than what you're expecting. But buckle up, friends. Here we go on our next adventure. One thing I've learned over all these years is there are different levels of friendships. True friends will sit with you in your darkest times and support you no matter what. They are your go-to with all the latest drama and gossip. You know, you can count on them to keep it to themselves and potentially drop everything to help you rectify a wrong. I'm not incriminating myself by admitting to burying the body, but we were raised with the Dixie Chicks, and we all know what happens to Earl. Nobody wants to be Earl. The other levels of friends include the hang out once in a while, but watch what you say, the coworker, and the acquaintances. These types can shift back and forth between the levels and add enrichment to our lives. The beauty is you have had experiences and grown with all types of friends. You've also learned what kinds of friends you want and hopefully what kind of friend you want to be. I realize my circle has gotten much smaller over the years, and quite frankly, I'm okay with that. I would rather have only a few true friends than 50 fake friends. I do admit, though, that won't stop me from having 10,000 friends that I just want to share a laugh with. The only part that is important is realizing who your friends are and how to deal with them. They say when you find your tribe, you will know it. I'm still looking for more to join my tribe, and you are welcome if you want to sign up to follow the crazy Stella train. I'm the type of friend you have to explain to all your other friends before they meet me, and you will always have to warn me before you put me on speakerphone, unless you want me to make the people around you extremely uncomfortable. You are welcome to be my friend if you can handle my weirdness, sarcasm, and my tendency to laugh at almost everything. I will have your back and try not to lead you down the path of danger, but I really can't promise anything. True friends will laugh at you when you trip, and then they'll fall down on the ground with you because they just can't stop laughing at you. Or, quite possibly, they're the actual reason you're on the ground in the first place. Remember, our family motto is, who needs enemies when you got family? Or in this case, friends. These are the friends that don't get offended when you insult them. They just smile and bring up something even more insulting about you. These are my people. We are able to continue harassing each other and laughing until our stomachs hurt. My favorite friends are the ones that no matter how long it's been since you've seen them, when you get together, you have the best time catching up without missing a single beat. Those are the true, rare friends. I can say I'm lucky enough to have a few of those. This is the difference between good and great friends. They understand sometimes I'm bad at reaching out, or I may have answered their text in my head already, but forgot to actually send it to them. This is unfortunately something that definitely gets worse with age. There is nothing worse than thinking you sent the funniest, best response, only to realize you forgot to hit send and they think you just plain forgot them. No, I didn't forget about you. I actually laughed hysterically and prepared a very witty response that obviously was wasted on my inability to finish one simple task and hit send. You will love it too once I get around to actually sharing it with you. But please don't hold your breath. I seem to forget, and I don't want you to pass out waiting for me to respond. When you lose those friends you thought were your true friends, it can be tough, and you mourn what was supposed to be until you pick yourself up and realize they were just a phase. Real friends are always there and have your back, no matter what. I'm just curious here. Does anyone else listening have a dead to you list? I know I sure as hell do. No, it's not a list of people to get rid of. It's just a list of people I don't deal with anymore. They are still very much alive, but in my little world, they cease to exist. Yes, I know this is probably not the best coping mechanism, and I'm sure there are people who want to weigh in on my mindset or instability. But don't worry, I am batshit crazy, and I'm okay with it. I figure quietly adding them to this list is better than wasting energy dealing with them anymore. Besides, who has time to hide that many bodies? I don't think there are enough true crime episodes to help stay ahead of that. The real friends are also there and ready for your crazy escapades. They have bail money ready just in case. The ride or dies that are up for anything, even ready to bury the body if necessary. We won't say anything else about that one because we don't want to continue to incriminate ourselves. Speaking of friends being there and up for anything, who has experienced OnlyFans? Who has friends that have encouraged you to get on there for your side hustle? It seems everyone is talking about making money on OnlyFans. Some of the ideas are way more risque than others. The most interesting to me is people making a living sharing feet pics. Photos of your feet? I can't even imagine anyone wanting to see these puppies, much less paying to see them. I'm not saying they look too bad. I do make sure I get regular pedicures, but I just don't see it. Everyone has their own kinks, so sorry if I've upset you. I'm not judging. Go ahead, worship those feet, and spend that money. There is college tuition due everywhere, and trips to the Bahamas that need funding. At my age, what comes to mind is actually granny fans instead of OnlyFans. Granny fans. Only a true friend would stop you from making the mistake of being on granny fans. Well, that's not completely true. Quite frankly, they will probably encourage you right into the snake pit because it'll be hysterical and they will be right there with you, laughing their ass off. Because good friends don't let their friends do stupid stuff alone. When I say Granny fans, the first thing I think of is Vicki Lawrence from Mama's Family. I can see those knee-high pantyhose rolled up, her modest dress, and those lovely pearls. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you are probably not as old as me, and should check it out anyway. There is nothing better than a smart-mouthed, badass grandma. That was Mama. She was one that could maintain composure while dealing with her idiot family and wrestling with hot flashes. A true role model. There I go, showing my age again. As far as taking photos, I don't even know where to start anymore. Concepts and rules for taking photos these days have changed so much since we were young. When we were young, we would take tons of photos all the time. No rules, no special poses, just snap away until we ran out of film. Of course, we didn't have phones, so it was an actual camera, and we had no idea how they turned out until we got the film developed. Picking up those pictures was always like an exciting and cool present. I couldn't wait to see them all. We would thumb through those stacks looking for the best ones to share. Inevitably, there were always at least a few really bad ones that end up in the trash. You remember. They were blurry, red-eyed, or just no focus at all. Nowadays, there are required poses just to take a good photo. You have to hike a leg up in front of you to make you look thinner, and make sure to take the photo from above to avoid the dreaded double chin. Young people these days have it down to a science. I just can't keep up. I'm just busy trying to not look like a confused whale with two chins and keep my eyes open long enough to capture the photo. I know we should just be happy with how we look, but we all know that's not how it works. We will always be trying to look a little better because we are our worst critics. We're always trying to be better because we want to be better. Otherwise, we would never shave, tweeze, pluck, or dye anything ever again. Photos aren't the only thing that has changed over the years. There seems to be a time in your life when you trade in your high heels for sneakers. I have to admit that time for me happened probably much earlier than most people. I've always had trouble with my knee, and to date have had about 10 surgeries, including 2 full knee replacements in the same knee. Yes, I said it, both in the same knee. Knee replacements are a scary thing. I thought I might end up like a peg-leg pirate, and I guess it could still happen at some point. Lucky me. I just keep pushing forward no matter what. That means moving towards comfort instead of style. Besides, nobody wants to see me flying through the air and landing on my face just because I wanted to wear some cute shoes. Or maybe they really do. It could become the next viral video for all to laugh at and share with your coworkers. I remember being young, wearing really cute high heels that made the outfit just right, but they also made your feet madder than hell. We tortured ourselves for the look. Why do so many things we do to make ourselves look better actually hurt? Manicures and pedicures are bare minimum, but even they aren't without a little discomfort. Like when they catch the side of your finger with the file just right, and you yelp like a dog who just had their foot stepped on. Ironically, they just keep filing and even pick up the pace. Keep going, don't worry about me. The bleeding is minimal. I still believe shaving and hair removal are necessities to this day. I shaved every day for many years until I found laser hair removal. That crap hurts like hell, but luckily it's over pretty quick. You are in there and out in just a matter of minutes. It takes longer to dress and undress than the actual treatment. It is accelerated torture on a shorter time scale. I went to laser hair removal because I was tired of cutting myself. The stress of making sure your sagging boobs didn't get caught by the razor was more than enough reason to switch. Yes, I said it, sagging boobs. Don't judge me. It's part of life. The fear of one quick slip and you could be minus a nipple. Sorry if this is too graphic for some of you, but a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't, you are lucky as hell. I think my metabolism left with those high heels. So maybe I did jump the gun on closeting those suckers so quickly. These boots are made for walking, and my metabolism walked right out the door. Remember when you could eat or drink anything? Now you have to count calories and starve just to stay the same weight. Unfortunately, once you reach a certain age, your metabolism gives you the finger and you can starve yourself without seeing a shift in the scale at all. We already established what a nasty, vengeful bitch that scale is. There is no stopping her. All these transitions in life teach patience and tolerance. Patience, realizing you can't do all the same things you used to, and tolerance to accept the help from others. I say tolerance because we all know most help comes with a price. You can have that crazy lady help you with your stuff, but then you have to listen to her rants as well. How do you politely tell her she is dumb and there is no amount of learning that can cure her? You have to decide if it's even worth the trouble. My tolerance for idiots is extremely low, and I just don't know how to make it any better. I remember when I was younger and they would have lunch trainings at work and everyone would say, "Free lunch." Guys, there is no such thing as a free lunch because you are stuck there, held captive, learning something you could probably care less about. So remember, be wary if they say free, there is almost always a string attached. I have never really been a very patient person. I have always been a little anxious, like a crack-addled narwhal. Except there is no crack, and my heart is still beating. Did you know when a narwhal is stressed, they experience a sudden drastic drop in heartbeat to like 3 to 4 beats a minute? Instead, my heart races and tries to jump out of my chest. I bet the narwhal doesn't care what the others think of him either. There may just be a lesson here to learn from them. We probably need to learn to just let things go. I know my dead to me list goes against the concept of patience and tolerance, but let me tell you, It is actually more patient and tolerant of me to add them to this list and walk away when there are so many other options. Remember, true friends love you even when you're with your sarcastic foul mouth and are still willing to be seen in public with you. That is the definition of a true friend. Thank you for listening, and please take a moment to follow or subscribe so you are notified when the next episode is available. New episodes are available every Thursday. That is, of course, if you still want to share the craziness. Let's have fun together, and please share this chaos with all your friends. And don't forget to share them with your enemies too. Let me torture them with my sarcasm just for you.
Thank you for listening to Still Stella, living life sarcastically.